Ferrari delivered a podium in Austria and climbed to second in the constructors' standings. But behind the scenes, it was anything but smooth. A tense mid-race radio standoff between Lewis Hamilton and his pit wall hinted at deeper frustrations. Bubbling beneath the surface, here's everything you need to know. Lewis Hamilton started the Austrian Grand Prix in 4th place. Initially, he followed Ferrari's planned two-stop strategy, but with just 20 laps remaining, things got fiery. Ferrari called him in, and Lewis immediately pushed back. He held position perfectly off the line, carrying through a chaotic lap. One incident involving Kimi Antonelli and Max Verstappen by lap 45. Hamilton was cruising in 4th, roughly 7 seconds behind his teammate Charles Leclerc, and comfortably ahead of George Russell by over 20 seconds. Then the radio crackled. "Hamilton, is my pace really bad? Because the tires are okay. Pit wall, we box now for fastest overall race. Hamilton, can I extend how many more laps left?" Radio, 20 laps. Hamilton, I do not want to stop. 20 laps left. Despite his resistance, Lewis relented and pitted. When he rejoined, something had shifted. He reappeared in P4, too far from Leclerc to challenge, but comfortably ahead of Russell, and too isolated to mount an attack. That tense strategy moment was not new. Just races ago in Canada, Ferrari overruled Charles's one-stop calls. In Miami, Hamilton himself challenged the pit wall mid-race. To complicate things further, Hamilton battled balance and braking all day. The Ferrari SF25 was not delivering the smooth handling he expected. After the race, he said, "I was really struggling with balance, and we had brake issues." He explained it came down to adapting from Mercedes' Carbon Industries system to Ferrari's Brembo setup. "I'm having to manage these brakes really early on, which is definitely losing some time and balance. When I slide the rear, I get massive degradation." In fact, driving like Charles, who preferred massive oversteer, seemed to solve the issue. Charles pilots a car with massive oversteer and gets no degradation. "When I do it, I suffer big degradation." He added it took Charles a couple of years to adapt, and Lewis is working hard to align his setup closer to Leclerc's, but it's not easy. Despite these issues, Hamilton performed well under pressure. He started 4th and finished 4th, again matching his best result of the season. He reflected positively, the upgrade was quite small. But I think perhaps it was a bigger result from putting the floor on. That's the real positive. That new floor may have moved Ferrari into the second fastest car bracket, helping him secure P4. Still, he added, losing 8 or 9 seconds to Charles is not enough. We have to keep working. Facing a P2 car 7 seconds ahead and a struggling Ferrari SF25 under braking, Lewis was resolved to find solutions, both for now and for next year's car. On track, he produced a bold highlight dot. At the start, he clinched back a position from George Russell, describing the move as pretty awesome. He said post-race, "Great start, a great battle with George from turn 1 to turn 6. Car didn't feel too bad. I was able to hold on for a second. But then balance and brake issues emerged once again." He crossed the finish line, approximately 9 seconds behind Charles Leclerc, and explained that his struggle adapting to Ferrari's brake feel was costing him valuable lap time. On adapting styles again, it took Carlos a couple of years to get used to it. I do not want that. So despite a strong weekend, Lewis knows there's a long climb ahead, but the signs are encouraging. The team is improving step by step. 4th place in Spielberg marked a repeat of his P4 at Imola, his joint best result this season. More importantly, it made momentum visible heading into his home race at Silverstone. Lewis summed it up. "There's lots of good things to take from the weekend. Qualifying was better. We found a problem that cost me a 10th. I've got to find race pace, that's key. Ferrari may be second in constructors, but McLaren remains significantly ahead." Lewis said, "Never say never, but I hope our next evolution brings us closer. We're not a minute behind yet." He's already looking ahead to 2026. with a focus on suspension and brake development alongside the engineers. So where does this leave Hamilton? With a team improving, strategy friction, equipment quirks, and a desire to fight. P4 here keeps the pressure on McLaren. Lights up Silverstone for Hamilton's homecoming, and reveals raw honesty in Ferrari's camp. If you're drawn to strategy, drama, evolving rivalries, and the human side of F1 competition, you're in the right place. Enjoyed this breakdown of Lewis Hamilton's tense Austria weekend? Those raw on-radio moments? Smash that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell now to get our post-qualifying preview and full Silverstone debrief. Hit comment and tell us who should Hamilton have stayed out instead of pitting. Next up, qualifying insights, strategy card reveals, and whether Ferrari can tame these issues and perhaps deliver Hamilton's first podium of 22.5. Do not miss it. Join us here at Pit Press, where every word counts, every lap matters, and F1 lives.